Good morning. My name is Charles Kirkland Jr. I'm from the filmgordon.com in Washington, D.C. And
Hello.
I am extremely happy to interview Gil Kenan and Henry Lawfull from the movie A Boy Called Christmas. First off, Gil, the first question I have is, in D.C. in the United States, we're used to Santa Claus. And this story is about Father Christmas. Can you tell us is there a difference between the two and why you wanted to do this film?
It's literally the difference between tomato and tomato. It's a matter of point of view. Our Santa Claus, I'm American, obviously, although I'm now living in the UK, so I've come to calling him Father Christmas. But as soon as I travel back home, it's Santa Claus all over again. The cool thing is, and actually one of the things that got me excited about telling this story, is that there is a global relationship with one character. Every culture, or many cultures around the world, have a relationship with this idea of this magical guy who shows up one night a year to bring a little bit of joy and hope into homes. And what's cool about it is that even though this is a ubiquitous character with an outsized mythology, there's very little story to tell us who this person actually is and what makes them tick. And Matt Haig's book does just that in a way that really grabbed me with its heart, with its fantasy, and with a real human grounded look at this character. So for me, that was the way in.
Cool. Henry, it's been a couple years since you've done this film, but now that it's out, how do you feel about being Father Christmas?
It's quite cool. Like, he's obviously been a massive part of my life and basically everyone I know's life growing up and stuff. He's the most exciting person in my life, to be honest, when he comes every year on Christmas Eve. It's really cool to be playing him as the first ever young Father Christmas.
Did it kind of disillusion you that now that there is no Father Christmas because you are Father Christmas?
Maybe I'll be giving people presents around the world in a magical reindeer. I've still got to pretend that, well, obviously there is still a Father Christmas. I've obviously still got to do that because my younger sister. It's cool.
Pretty cool. I do like the way this adaptation, how you changed a little bit from the book to incorporate what I call a little bit of the Princess Bride into the story. Gil, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it was a really cool idea that my co-writer on the film, Ol Parker, had early in the adaptation process, and I loved the way that it brought some of the modern world into the story. It also became a really helpful tool for me as the director to be able to modulate both the flow of information and the tone of the film, because there are some things that get pretty heavy in this story in a way that I really love, but that because I really cared about an entire audience being able to watch this film, people at every age, and allowing the family that is hearing this story being told to them in London on Christmas Eve was an incredibly helpful barometer for me of what they were able to process and how to help the audience watching the film cope with what's going on screen.
Every year, Netflix seems like they put out a Christmas movie that is very special. And this year, your movie has been chosen, I suppose, to be their special Christmas movie. How does that feel to the both of you to be selected? You have your movie selected as their Christmas movie for the year.
We're still waiting for our plaque, so it's but very happy to hear you say that. Look, I haven't had the chance to see the rest of the slate, so it's possible that we're amongst a very a very special select group of films. I will say, and I'll let Henry answer as well, we all put our hearts and souls into making this film. We worked really hard to craft a story that would delight audiences this year, but hopefully for years to come. And so it's very meaningful to hear you say that this is a special film this year, and we really want this movie to connect.
Yeah, like Gil said, we put a lot into making a film. Like I remember basically climbing mountains, being transported on like sleighs up the high Tatras mountains in Slovakia, and laying there in the cold on a frozen lake. So yeah, it would be cool to get out, I guess, what we put into making the film. So yeah, it would be good for the film to be successful like that.
Well, thank you guys for a wonderful, magical film, and enjoy your Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Thank
what a
you.
great chat. Thank you. Appreciate it.